It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, the Conjugal Visits here on KGFRocks.com through Spreaker. Welcome to the Conjugal Visit Show. I want to welcome my good friend Guido, my partner in crime. How you doing, Guido?
I'm all right. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a little gas going, but other than that, I'm fine as wine. At least you're not in the same studio with me, man. You're gonna appreciate that. You know? Anyway,
well, that's all right. I can go with the best of them.
Yeah, you can go with the best of them.
I can light them up.
Well, this shit here requires a friggin' gas mask. Anyway, yeah, we're live on KGFRocks.com. So glad that you all could join us this evening. And tonight's special guest is Pulse. Tonight, this evening, we're going to hear from Mary Jane 420.
Oh, cool.
We're going to find out, dude. We're going to find out who won WrestleMania last week. And she was so busy watching WrestleMania last week, she didn't do the show. So I'm a little bothered by that. But maybe it was a good one. She's all excited. So maybe it was all good, So
I heard it was good.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
I couldn't watch it because I had to spend my Sunday with you.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Well, it was okay. It was worth it. It was a great show. Folks, if you missed it, you can go into our archives and check out that show if you want to. And so don't turn it off now. Don't do it now. But you can go in and check out our archives and see. Last week's show was pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned. It was one of our better shows. So
it was, definitely.
Yeah, don't want to miss that. Do not want to miss that. So anyways, I was watching this thing today, man, about Tower Records. And everybody, I mean, most everyone who's listening knows Tower Records and what they were for the longest time, from the 60s all the way into, I guess it was 1998 is when they filed bankruptcy and went out of business. And but now they have 85 stores in Japan. Tower Records has 85 stores in Japan. In Japan, the owner just said to hell with you, and the people who literally took over Tower Records and destroyed it had no say on the Japanese market, so they couldn't touch that. So they kept it going in Japan, and it's
now
pretty
is
popular.
it owned Japanese or is it?
I think a majority of it owned by a Japanese owner. Yeah. I think it is. I think he's just kind of like a figurehead, a part of the company, the owner, and he's just
like Dave Thomas from Wendy's.
From Wendy's, yeah. Well, he's dead now. Dave Thomas is dead.
But he did. Dave Thomas didn't own Wendy's for like 30 years.
Oh yeah, well neither did Walter Disney.
Yeah.
Walter Disney didn't own Walt Disney for the end of his life. I mean, the last 20 years of his life, he didn't even own Disneyland or Disney, the Disney company. It was owned by I think Sony or somebody bought it a long time ago. No, but that's the way of business today, man. I mean, corporations with big money and big pockets come in and they buy out and they piece it out and then piecemeal and they destroy them. They destroy the record. I mean, it's actually a diagram of what happened to rock and roll. Rock and roll died when Tower Records died, almost at about the same exact time. And it's because people were ripping off music off of the internet. They could get it and download it off of Napster, and they can swipe it and not pay a dime for it. And that was the downfall of a lot of record stores. Now, a lot of the little record stores are still going.
Well, also the downfall. But the downfall wasn't just the download, and the problem with it was that everything was becoming too expensive, and you go to a store and with $20, and you can only buy one CD if you had $20.
Yeah.
There was nothing else you could buy because they made it so expensive because there was no other way for you to get your music. But then here comes the internet,
Yeah. And then the record companies said, well, this is what you're going to pay for a CD. And, of course, companies like Tower Record had to make a profit. And so they said, well, we're going to have to charge this much for a CD. And they were charging like $15.99 a CD. And then Walmart and Target and everybody else started selling CDs at $9.99 a pop. And therein lies, man. You can't compete with that. You just can't.
No.
And Target would open stores right across the street, man. Deliberately, right in front of their faces, and say, "Why would you buy music from them? You can get it from me for half the price."
And you know what? At one point, records stores were the coolest thing in the world. I remember in the '80s going to a record store and spending the whole freaking day there. I mean, I'm not talking about just a couple hours. I mean, 7 hours in a record store. Why? How? Because I went through every single record, and back then you bought shit because it looked cool, I mean, you bought your stuff that you knew about, but there was no internet to find this new music, so you saw an album cover that really kicked ass. Chances are you bought that record.
That's true.
Just to hear it. It's got to be as cool as the album cover, but then 90% of the time it sucked, and I got a whole stack of records that whatever. But you know what? I got so many records free ride that I can't open a record store for a long time, but I can open a record store for a month or two and make a good profit.
Yeah, you probably could, or go to a swap meet and sell them at swap meet.
Right.
But the record vinyl is making a comeback.
Yes,
it's cheaper to make. They're actually cheaper to make than the CDs are.
Now they are. Before they weren't, though. But before the CD was the cheaper thing to make, that's why they went to this CD media, but now you're right, and now they're making them with like 36 grams of vinyl or stuff, where before we only had like our records were like 12 grams or whatever.
Right.
So the difference is it's thicker. The music picks up the needle picks up the music better when it's thicker like that. And I'll tell you what, I've DJ'd for a long time, since the late 80s, and I've done road shows and whatever. When I DJ'd with vinyl, the bass sounded better than it does on digital.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, it blows me away, man.
Especially with dance type music.
Yeah, and I've noticed if you go to places like Best Buy and places like that, now you can pick up turntables again.
Yep.
They're within reason, and they're good ones. They're really good. So I mean, they're really nice to have. But
right.
And if I had a traditional stereo system, I would definitely look into it. But I don't. All my music is online and on my phone, and that's the way the way of music now. So
it's so much easier. It is. Okay. Yeah, I remember. I loved the vinyl. And I love sitting there and oh, cool, looking at the album. People gave a shit more about the packaging when it was records.
Right.
Now you don't have to worry about it because you sell your shit online. All you need to do is have one little picture. But you open the album and you had the pictures and you had on the sleeve you had the lyrics maybe or whatever. You could spend all day with that record.
And it was easier to get an autograph on that too.
Sure, but now if I look at it, here's the thing. All right. When I used to, like say, as a kid or younger in the record days, clean the house or do some work or do whatever around the house, I'd have to put an album on and listen to that whole thing. Okay. Now I'll put on KGF Rocks or Spotify or Pandora or anything, and I'll never have to worry about touching it.
Because it'll just play your algorithm.
Right. And that's the problem. These algorithms and these things have not ruined music, in one way made it better, because I've heard things from like on KGF especially, and even before it was with us on other things where I never heard it before. What do you mean? I've been around since then. How come I never heard this song?
Right.
Because there's bands that you listen to growing up in St. Louis that I've never heard of before.
Yeah. That's true.
And then same with you, and like your Mama's Pride, that band Mama's Pride you like.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them before until I met you. And I like them. And I like
they're very good. Very good.
But it's
And,
just music was more to your neighborhood then.
yeah, and it was all more local. I mean, hell, even REO Speedwagon was local. They're from Champaign, Illinois. They were local for the longest time, and then they went national. And it only takes one break to go national, man. And they did it.
It does. I mean, right here in the Buffalo. Now we had the Goo Goo Dolls, who all through the '80s made album after album, but it never sold. And they were always Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo. Then in the '90s, they sold. They started to sell.
Right.
But they still stayed true to Buffalo. They still came to Buffalo every year. They still, even when they weren't touring, they always made an appearance in Buffalo, and they always made sure they were announced Buffalo from Buffalo, New York, the Goo Goo Dolls. Always. Anytime they're announced, they'll be announced just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the way of music, though. That's the way it's been going. Hey, listen, I'm going to bring in MJ. We're going to talk to MJ about the weather and a couple other things. And I'll bring her in right about now. And see, MJ 420, are you out there?
Oh, hey, MJ. I see her picture. Is that her? Was that her?
No, that wasn't her. Did you burp?
No. I heard someone burp. I guess it was Guido.
I think it was Guido too. Hi, MJ.
No,
how
that
are
wasn't
you?
Guido.
Lies, all lies.
All lies, lies. How are you, MJ?
I'm doing good. How are you boys doing today?
I'm doing okay. It's snowing in Buffalo.
The weather has been really weird. Today's weather is we don't know what's going to happen. Either you're going to have some rain, or it's going to be sun shining, or it's going to snow.
Yeah,
Who knows?
In April, even.
Yeah.
In April it's snowing in Buffalo, New York. Poor slob. It didn't snow all year until now. For crying out loud.
Really, pretty much.
Pretty much.
So, my advice is to have your heater ready, your air conditioner ready, and have your umbrella. So no matter what happens, you're good to go.
Yeah.
You know what they say in Buffalo? If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
It'll
Right.
change. It'll change.
Because here in Buffalo, it could be sunny and nice sweater on. Oh, really nice. All of a sudden, why is it fucking snowing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works. Yeah.
That's how the weather works.
Anyways, I'm kind of envious or pissed because last week you got to watch WrestleMania and I had to spend my night with Free, and my brother lives upstairs from the studio and he was watching it up there and I could hear him hoot and holler, and I had to talk to this guy all night. So
Yeah, I told him, I'm not coming in. So I'm watching WrestleMania.
Yeah. You ditched us for WrestleMania. Okay, so
I did, and when you hit me up, it was like the big match that I was waiting for, and there was no way I was going to get on air.
What's the very first WrestleMania you watched live? Do you remember?
Oh, live?
Mm-hmm.
Probably it would have to be in 1997.
Okay.
97 or 98.
Which WrestleMania was this? What number?
32.
32. Okay, the first WrestleMania I saw live was WrestleMania 2.
Oh my God!
Oh.
30 years ago. 30
How
years.
old are you?
Let's see. That was. Wait a minute. I'm 41, so I was 11. Yeah, I was 11.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I remembered it was Hulk Hogan, and it was wrestling, and with Mr. T versus Roddy Piper. And then, but my favorite WrestleMania was WrestleMania 3 the following year. It was Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. And Hulk Hogan actually picked Andre the Giant up and body slammed him. And I was 12 years old, and I'm like, that's the fucking man.
I used to love Hulk.
Who were the two in? I am so sorry. Who are the two in this match that were the headliners?
Well, the big headliners of the night would probably have to be The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon, who is Vince McMahon's son. That was like the you know how like opening, like someone has to open up for the grand finale.
The main event.
Yeah, so that was them. The main event was Triple H against what was his name?
It was oh my god, I forgot his name too.
I gotta look.
But you know what? I think that was bullshit because it should have been The Undertaker in the final match. Because The Undertaker is Mr. WrestleMania. He's been in 20 WrestleManias.
He has.
And lost once.
I thought the same thing. Like, I thought, man, why are they putting him against Shane? This is so stupid. But I must say, it was an amazing match. And Shane really, really got my respect because he literally threw himself off of Hell of a Cell, I think it was like 23 feet.
Right to the table.
Right to the table. He freaking threw himself. And he did a good job.
He did. I watched the replays. My brother has WrestleMania streaming. He streams it. WrestleMania. He pays for it. He gets, or not WrestleMania, the Wrestling Channel or whatever, WWE channel.
Right.
And he pays like $9.95 a month. Okay. But he gets every pay-per-view event free with it.
Yes, you do. With the WWE Network.
Yes, and the pay-per-views are like $50.
Yeah, so you're saving money, and then you get to watch all the free shows that they have. They have a Legends House on there. It was so good.
He's like, why don't you come up and watch it? I'm like, because I know your password. I could just watch it on my TV, you know?
Well, why didn't you watch it?
Because I was with Free Ride last week.
He didn't get to watch it live because he had to do a show with me. God for fucking bid he should do a fucking show with his partner here on KGFRocks.com. After all,
don't say partner because gay marriage is legal now, and I don't want people thinking that.
No, even grown men can elope. I mean, there's no gray area there. I mean,
now I remember who it was. It was Triple H versus Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns, he's the champion.
He beat Triple H.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, Triple H is the president of the WWE, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in charge of the future and molding of the WWF or I keep saying F, and he knows he's getting up there in age, and these younger guys need to do it. You know, I the biggest thing in WWE history I remember for me was when the fucking Ultimate Warrior beat Hulk Hogan. It was like, wow, you know, I was so devastated. But then the younger kids, like my brother, who's like, I don't even know him, 12 years younger than me, was so excited that he won.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of made wrestling. That's how it should be. It should be a two people that people either really love or really hate, or love both. I mean, it brings up the excitement, and they know what they're doing in that league.
Oh, they do. I think. Well, you know, how I love music, and so I go to a lot of concerts and stuff, and I have lots of fun, but I think the best time I've ever had, like, involved with a huge crowd is at a wrestling match because the energy is just so intense. And they have so much fun, and it's just awesome. And, you know, all those guys, they're big teddy bears in real life. If you get to meet them, they're like the nicest people you'll ever meet. Like, I got to meet The Undertaker, and he's like the coolest motherfucker ever. And he's so down there. I met so sweet.
What's his name? Kevin Nash. Same thing. I met Kevin Nash, and first he shook my hand. It was like I didn't have a hand. My hand was like lost in his. It was so big.
Yeah.
And he was just like the coolest. It's like the coolest dude in the world. And then I worked at this hotel in maintenance one time, and the WWE stars were staying at there. So we went to pick him up in the limo, and the limo driver calls me and says, this guy can't fit in the limo. They had two seats facing each other. So we had to drive out to the Buffalo airport and take one of the seats out so that the Big Show could fit in.
Yeah, he's big.
Oh my God, he's the nicest man you will ever meet. He's like, he's like the, almost to the point where it's like, if he talked to you on the phone, you wouldn't be scared of this guy until you saw him. You know?
Yeah, no, they're really sweet people. Even I've met Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's pretty cool.
But he's got Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock totally changed wrestling to make it much more exciting again.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. Me and wrestling go way back. We have a love-hate relationship. I go back
free
and
ride.
forth with
I've
it.
never heard free ride so quiet in my whole entire life. By the way.
Well, that's because. Okay. I'm gonna get nailed for this one, but I'm not a huge fan of wrestling.
I knew you weren't.
I'm not. I'm not really. I don't know half the guys you're talking about, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm
Well,
not really. I'm not into
you don't
it.
need
Okay.
to be. And not everybody is. That's the thing about
No.
wrestling. Is it fake? Is it real? I'll tell you what. No matter if it's fake or real, you try doing that, and I guarantee.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I've seen this thing on the Vice channel. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to catch Vice Land, and it's about these guys that are join this wrestling thing out in California, out in Los Angeles, or no, it's actually in Las Vegas. It's future wrestling stars. And they do is they put you through all the training and all the paces, and then you have a wrestling match in front of a live audience at the end of your school. And it was pretty interesting. I mean, I watched the whole thing, so it must have been fairly interesting. But it's just, since I guess I was a more of a fan when I was younger. Maybe that's it.
Right.
I was into it when Hulk Hogan was in it, and
We are younger.
yeah, and you are younger. When Hulk Hogan first got into it, is when I kind of walked away from it, and I don't know. It was
that's when
even if Hulk Hogan was still in it, though, as douchey as he is as a person, you might not even like him, though. I mean, I don't.
He is a douchebag.
He's a douchebag. I would so not support him. I'd be like, ew.
But you know what? You know what's funny about what Hulk Hogan did is now before Hulk Hogan, wrestling was territorial. Okay, you only knew the people that wrestled in your region. I didn't know the people that wrestled in California, and Mary Jane, you didn't know the people that wrestled in New York back then. I mean, you were too
Right.
young, but that's how it was. There was different wrestling organizations. Vince McMahon decided and said that's stupid. Okay, he goes, it should be one whole thing so that these stars could travel all across the country. So that's when he did the WWF. And he knew he needed a persona that was huge, and he needed somebody that would be able to be marketed in every single city across the land. And that's when he found Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan single-handedly made Vince McMahon a billionaire. And
All those people made him a billionaire.
Yeah,
Every
they
single
did.
one of those guys.
yeah, definitely.
he's a billionaire. He owns. See, this is the thing that people don't get about wrestling. I don't watch wrestling that much anymore. I really don't. I don't know the new stars of today. I watch the big ones, whatever. But he is comparable to like the NFL and the NHL and all these other leagues. But he owns it himself.
Yeah, he's a smart businessman.
I mean, it's just he made a lot of money, and he's going to continue to make a lot of money. The WCW came and started taking money away from him. So what did he do? He fucking bought them.
He did in the ECW and everything else. He got him
Right,
all business.
Right. So, and he's a good dude. And I just watch wrestling because it's really cool. And you know what, Free Ride? If you start watching it, you probably would like it because it's almost like a story. It really is. It's like
really
a movie
is.
that just keeps going every week.
I know it's like a
you
soap
watch
opera.
it.
A guy
I think
gets
that's
in a fight
part.
with
I think that's part
guy
of
because
why I don't
it-
dig it
right.
is because it is a soap opera, and you have to, it's like coming in the middle of the story.
But
it's like
not-
the
that-
other,
it's not
I-
everybody's attention. Okay, you got a soap opera, like okay,
Yeah,
okay, you got
it's good
big
though. I
sweaty
recommend
men
it for
touch each other
couples.
for the women.
I don't know why.
Yes, it's good for couples because there's something
Right.
for everybody.
Yeah, good for couples. Teach them how to kick each other's ass. I mean, I don't know.
No,
There's
Girls,
nothing like
look,
getting stoned
girls-
stunner in the middle of sex.
Okay, yes. Okay, look. See, the
Oh,
girls
let's
like
watch
the whole-
wrestling and fuck. Okay,
No,
that
no,
sounds
no,
like
no,
fun.
listen, girls like the soap opera aspect of it, the whole storyline. Plus, yes, the gorgeous guys that come out wearing nothing but their underwear.
A speedo.
And
Yeah.
then you got the divas. And,
But they don't have a penis. Do they have a penis? I don't notice. They're almost like women. They're so small. I mean, literally.
Why
Really.
have you looked at their penises?
Well, it just,
I mean,
you can't help it. That's the only thing that's there.
Okay,
I mean,
well, maybe
hold
women
me
like
back.
fat size. Okay, so we don't think about that. But then you got the
I want-
WWE divas for the guys. So you got a bunch of beautiful girls coming out in bikinis and
They're all
I think
gold
that
diggers.
Sable got me through a lot of lonely nights. Remember Sable?
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
I don't know who that is. See what I'm saying?
Oh my!
I mean, it's like coming in the middle of the movie 50 Shades of Grey. If you'd never seen that movie before and you come in the middle of it, I mean, you don't know what's going on. It's just like, coming into a soap opera, say Days of Our Lives. I don't know why this guy's kicking this guy's ass. I don't know why this guy stabbed this guy in the back, or this guy is fucking his girl.
You know what? They have this new invention now called Google.
Google.
And you put in there why is this doing this, and it'll tell you. But anyways, I got a bet, or not a bet, but a thing for you to do, Free Ride. I want you to find Hulk Hogan and call him and say, Hulk, you have a small penis. As a matter of fact, I want you to do it face to face to him and see what happens.
So I should,
because you know what,
his
Hulk
phone
Hogan.
Number.
Google his phone number. Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? Don't think of Hulk Hogan as '80s nice. I'm all American Hulk Hogan, because that was all a lie. He's really Hollywood Hogan, the douchebag. So
yeah. Well,
probably kick your ass.
He may not, physically have a small penis, but I mean, anybody who would trust a friend with a camera not to post it on Facebook or whatever is an idiot. He's not a very bright individual.
He won like $10 million for that.
I know. What's up with that? Because he was
he got awarded $10 million because someone outed his little affair he was having.
Well, yeah, and the guy, the thing is the chick he was boning in the video was the guy who was filming its wife.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, come on.
Linda. Poor Linda.
God, God bless it. They're not married anymore.
No, they're not married anymore. They got divorced.
She got divorced, and she took Linda took 75% of their wealth.
Oh yeah.
She got awarded more money than he got.
Yeah. So that's what it was all about. He was broke dick. That's all there was to that.
Yeah.
She took all the money.
That is kind of fucked up.
So, do you have any weather for us tonight, or are you not prepared for that tonight, MJ?
Well, that's what I'm saying is, right now it's raining in San Jose, and it is snowing in Buffalo. And what about you? What is your weather like?
In St. Louis, it's breezy and cool, but not cold. And it's overcast, and it's been overcast all day. We've been fighting to get the sun out all day, but it's not terrible. Here's
Guido's weather report. You want to know the weather? Open the damn window.
Open the damn window. That's right.
I know it's Pennsylvania. It's raining, slushy rain. So
thank you, Hooligan, for that report.
Yeah. So basically, my advice is, kiddos, is have an umbrella ready and have your coat and sweater ready. Also have shorts and a tank top ready, your air conditioner ready, and your heater ready, because we don't know what's going to happen. Tomorrow you could have a beautiful day, or the next day it's going to be shit. So
there you go, folks. There you go. Let's be honest. I mean, my weather guy here in St. Louis hasn't got it right all fucking year. So now you can just, you know what, in the morning, stick your head out the door, look around, and say, okay, now dress appropriately.
that don't even work, too, because the other day, I was taking my kid to the bus stop. We were walking. We outside. I'm like, oh, it's nice and sunny. We don't need the umbrella. So I put it back. Get to the bus stop, and it fucking rained.
And it fucking rained.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like you can't even do that anymore. This weather's so crazy everywhere. Maybe there is something to this global warming thing. Maybe they just got it wrong. Not that we're going to be warm, but we're just going to be fucked up.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a mess all the time. It's going to be a mess all the time.
I think so. I had fun talking wrestling with you guys, though. So.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it, hon. I hope that you have a great week this week, and I hope we see you on our show tomorrow, next Sunday night, okay?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, sweetheart. You have a good day, good evening, okay? And give Hooligan hugs, and just carry on, will you?
I will, I promise.
All right. Love you, sweetheart.
Love you guys, too. Have a good night.
Good night,
sweetie. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, MJ's gone now, and we are going to, right now, I am going to put in by Pulse. We're bringing Pulse in. Now, this is going to be folks, bear with us. This is going to be a connected call there's going to be 4 members of the band with us, all on different cell phones. So this is going to be fun and exciting, okay? They just did a show in Kansas City, and they're doing a show in the St. Louis area in Imperial. Out at Scotty's Bar and Grill out here right by me, and I'll be going to that show on, this is Free Ride speaking, on next Saturday night, the 16th. So if you can join us out there, please do so. But right now, I'm going to play their song, Blame, and I think you're going to dig it. This is KGFRocks.com, and I'm Free Ride. We'll be right back. And that was Pulse. Wow, that fucking rocks, man. That's a good fucking song. Hey, Sean, are you there?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Wow, that's a rocking song, dude. That's Blame. Now this is off of the which album was that on? That is on Show Me the Way. Is that right?
Was that Blame? Yeah.
Yeah, Blaine was on show. He showed me the way. Is your newest effort? That's the sum of our parts, right?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page on that. Hey, listen, guys out there listening, we've got the band Pulse on with us. How many members are on now? Do we have all four of you
We
guys?
got Mike. Well, there's 6 of us, but we got Mike, Justin, Brenneman. I think they probably got Eric or close to it by now, and Tyler maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But at least 4 of us are here. So
at least four of you here. So, man, isn't technology great? My partner is Guido, and I'm Free Ride, and like we were talking about before we brought you on before we brought you on the air, you can pretty much talk any way you want to. So if there's anything going on that you guys really want to talk about, that's fine too. But let me start this off. You guys just did a show in Kansas City, right?
no, we're about to be up in Kansas City on Thursday, I think.
Oh, on Thursday.
Is that right,
okay.
Eric? On Friday. Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah.
And then Saturday you're going to play in St. Louis, correct?
Yeah, Saturday in St. Louis, Sunday in Chicago. Actually, Wednesday will be in Tulsa. Thursday in Springfield. Or no, somewhere around there. One of those.
Okay.
Wherever they drive us to, that's where we'll be.
Being on the road is tough, especially when you don't know where the fuck you're going, right?
That's true. Yeah, but thank goodness for GPS and Siri.
Just don't be like the dude in the TWA commercial where he was said St. Louis and he was in Cleveland or wherever. You know, you want to make sure you no. But
I'll write it on my.
You guys, where you guys?
Make sure.
That's perfect. So where do you guys come from? Where do you hail from in this country?
We're from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Kind of right in between the two. We're spread out over the Metroplex, they call it down here. But yeah, DFW.
Oh, that's great. I was stationed there for a couple of months. That's a great place. I love that place. I got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, what branch of the military?
I was in the U.S. Army, so yeah, it was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was in the engineers.
As
we were there
opposed to the Mexican Army.
Yeah, I would say because I'm proud of being a member of the U.S.
So, I see.
Oh, and we absolutely appreciate your service, man. We're very, very much military supporters. We have a song on the first album, called "First to Fight," dedicated to the troops. So definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely something to be proud of.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. And now you guys play for a lot of. You're from Dallas, Fort Worth. It's actually a pretty good party town there, isn't it?
That's. There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, it's a really populous city. I mean, both Dallas and Fort Worth have a real big population, and there's a lot of music. There's a good scene, so there's always something going on. And it's kind of like. Stretched out a little further than some of the other big metropolitan areas. But, I mean, it's definitely a big urban area. So
excellent.
It is. And do you guys find that your style of music is tougher because of being in that area than it is, say, out north more? You're really more of a rock. And, I mean, is it more country in Dallas still, or is it like...
No, there's a really big metal scene for a long time, man, because Pantera, came from the Dallas area, and Drowning Pool. There's been a good metal scene. And in fact, there's some points where we're not hard enough for some of the people that are out here doing things, Yeah, I mean, there's a really strong music community. All genres.
Yeah, when you're in the cities,
Pantera.
It's like any other city. It's not all country. They kind of play up the whole cowboy thing, but nobody wears hats down here.
Yeah.
That's
easy.
That's good.
So it's like any other city.
There's
a good scene.
I'm from New York. Yeah, see, I'm from the north. I'm from New York, and I'm broadcasting from New York.
Oh, yeah?
So, to me, that's what we hear in New York. It's country, whatever. But everybody thinks that they're part of their area. Music kicks ass, and that's the cool thing about music.
It's the same thing. Because I'm from Syracuse myself, but everybody hears Cowboys down there. But everybody thinks when you say you live in New York that they assume it's Times Square. But Syracuse and Buffalo, Rochester.
I live in Buffalo. I live in Buffalo. There's a lot of country here. A lot of country.
Hey, Eric, did you make it on, bud? Eric, are you on?
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, it says here, man, it says Eric Fox, drums and beating things. That's your description, dude. Is that about right?
That's about right. Yeah, that's it.
What's your
I don't
favorite?
limit myself to just beating drums. Whatever needs beating, I'll do it.
Whatever needs
Sometimes
beating.
the other members of the band or the gear or whatever's in front of him at that moment.
What is your
I'd probably beat myself.
What is your favorite energy drink, Eric?
I don't actually drink them.
Oh, you
I
don't?
drink a lot of Coke.
A lot of
Well,
Coca-Cola.
I want to throw Monster out there because I drink like way too many of those. So.
You drink way too many. is that Sean who said that?
Yeah, I probably drink like 5 or 6 Monsters a day.
Really?
Probably not healthy.
And your lead vocals.
Yeah, you should get a sponsorship.
You should. Well, that would be cool. That wouldn't hurt anything. That wouldn't hurt anything at all. And okay, now we ask everyone this question. Okay, growing up, Sean, what was one of your inspirations to be a rock and roller, man?
To begin playing.
Yeah, who
really,
was your inspiration? I guess.
I really was like big into like White Zombie when they came out, and I mean that was one that I was like, man, I really like to play stuff like this. It sounds cool. But I've evolved over time, to a lot of different kind of weird genres and different things that people wouldn't expect. But that was definitely one of the big ones at the beginning.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And how about you, Eric?
My first album I bought was Black Sabbath.
Okay. Cool. So far,
I got a wide variety too.
Yeah, so far,
we
no
listen to a
Kiss
lot
yet.
of different stuff from Spain.
Right. And is Mike with us right now? Mike Hayes, are you with us, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike Hayes
Yeah,
is the
I'm here.
bassist. Mike Hayes is the bassist. Who was your inspiration to get into rock and roll, man, when you were a kid?
Well, when I started out, I grew up on Metallica, and as far as band wise, but my brother started playing guitar a few years. He was 3 years older than me. He started playing a few years before I did, and by the time I was 12 years old, he got me into it. So
Cool.
I started when I was 12, and we started a rock band. But as far as influences on bands, yeah, Metallica was my major influence. Cliff Burton, I mean, he's my hero on the bass,
Excellent.
And,
Excellent. So when you guys are out on the road like this, who's the biggest troublemaker? Who do you have to work hard to keep out of trouble?
Tyler or Jiggy?
Tyler.
Tyler.
All of them except for me.
Yeah, everybody. Eric's the only one that you don't have to worry about.
Hey, I didn't get. Is Tyler on the phone too?
No, he didn't make it on the phone.
He didn't make it. Okay, I was
His
going to
phone's
ask.
probably dead because it's always dead.
It's always dead. He doesn't.
Mine's always dead too.
And Jim Brenneman, is he with us? James?
Yeah,
James, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, bro.
I'm here.
All right. Who, when you were younger, who inspired you?
This would kind of seem like a weird mix of the first couple of tapes I remember getting were in, maybe not in this order, but it was Def Leppard, Aerosmith, Metallica, and Dream Theater.
Ooh,
Wow.
Dream
There you
Theater.
go.
Excellent.
Wow,
Excellent.
that's a good mix.
But
Yeah.
those are like the 4 tapes I had when I was. What really pushed him over the edge was that Hanson album. That's what made him start going, I got to do this.
Oh, dude, Bop.
I was quite a bit older when Hanson came out. It was probably 10 years before I'm on buying his other one.
Right.
Yeah, but Bop got me laid,
Bob got you
that's
laid.
what I'm saying. I keep on telling
and
people that.
And I was like 33 when that song came out. But anyways, no, I'm just kidding. But now, here's the thing I want to talk about. Now, you would classify your genre or whatever as metal, correct?
What was that?
You would classify your music as metal?
It's really blurred.
More hard rock.
More
Yeah,
hard
I would.
rock.
I mean, as far as
But
where they put it,
kind of straddles the line.
yeah, when they put it in the playlists and chart stuff is active rock. I guess it's a new genre they kind of came out with. But I mean, we cross into some reach on both sides of the spectrum. We can go lighter. We can do songs that fit with more pop, and we can do songs that fit with more metal, and I can adjust vocally to kind of fit in with who we're playing with as well. So.
Right, and that's key to it. That's good. A lot of bands don't realize that you got to stay one way or whatever. You know, like Metallica, we talk about them. They got it right, I think, by not staying the same. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you have to evolve.
Right.
Absolutely.
And boy, did they
I
evolve.
mean, you can only write. I mean, only AC/DC could write the same album like 12 times and have it still sell. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy.
Not everybody can do that.
and I hear people honestly say to me, you know, I play guitar and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, Angus Young is such a best guitar player ever." I'm like, "What the fuck are you watching?" You know, I mean, he plays the same thing, and also the same solo in every song. It's great.
That's true.
And he's got
Once you find a winning combination.
Yeah. And he's got over $100 million in his bank account, so he's the one laughing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You got to stick with the formula, but
you do, and
you can't be afraid to evolve. You know,
no,
to
you
stay
can't.
relevant, because unless you become like a big namesake and you know, a huge success, then you know people get bored of it, and it's like I don't think there's any band out today that really is going to be a classic legend forever. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of all flash in the pan stuff.
Oh, it is, and the world of music now needs a good kick in the ass, and bands like you guys are what's helping it along. And I don't know if Free Ride told you, but we're gonna actually put some of your music on our station to play every day. So
nice, that's awesome, man. We appreciate it.
You guys will be in rotation.
Every bit helps.
And I will be at the show in Imperial on Saturday night.
Oh, cool.
So look forward to that. And I've been pushing the show all week, all weekend anyways, and I'll be pushing the show all week on the station and through our Facebook, of course, and our Tumblr and stuff like that. So you can look forward to that, awesome. and I would look forward to meeting you guys in person. Let me ask you guys, what's your favorite cover tune, man? What do you guys really dig to do? I mean, just to have fun with on stage.
Oh, we play a lot of different stuff, man. We've played everything from Madonna and Miley Cyrus to Avenged Sevenfold. Like, awesome. We do some different things. Right now, we're probably on this tour. We're going to be doing a Velvet Revolver song. We've done a few of those. Some Stone Sour we've done. I mean, we do a little bit of everything. We've covered Garth Brooks before, so.
Wow, Garth Brooks.
That's Breaking Benjamin.
Garth Brooks, that's brave, man.
Which Garth Brooks song?
Oh, Friends in Low Places.
Well, you know what? You know what? Garth Brooks did the best.
Make metal out of that, man. Make metal out of that.
Garth Brooks did a great cover song of a Kiss song. He did "Hard Luck Woman," and I was like, wow, that sounds just like the original, actually. But Garth Brooks has a rockin' side too, so that's awesome. I would like to do Garth Brooks in a speed metal. I want to do like the Thunder Rolls and like a speed metal version, you know.
There's a band from Dallas called Overseeing that did Thunder Rolls pretty nicely. It was a pretty nice song. You can find it on YouTube, but
I'm going to look for it.
There you go. Yeah, we'll definitely go look for that.
Well, definitely, I don't mind promoting other people. You know, this whole thing, like being an indie band, I think people get a misconception that it's like cutthroat out there, but it's not, man. We all got to help each other, promote each other, because we're trying to get where the big guys are, and you don't do that by yourself. We don't have labels pushing hundreds of thousands of dollars and, you know, street teams and stuff. So the more we can help each other, the better. And you know, I think that's something I've preached since the beginning.
I think a lot of bands are finally trying. A lot of the indie bands out there, and even the local, you know, cover bands and stuff like that, are finally figuring it out. That they're not going to have anybody backing them up, so they need to back each other up.
Well,
and I think there's a lot of that going on.
The music scene has changed, and like back in the '80s, when bands were trying to make it, they were cutthroat each other because these record labels were looking for people, so they were screwing each other
out
over left and right.
People.
Right, but now it's not like that, you know. So it's a lot different.
If you're going to record,
the days of getting discovered playing in the dive bar are over. Like, I mean, it's just not going to happen. You know, like. You got to work for it. And even if you get discovered and you're amazing, like I see so many bands that are amazing, but they can't promote themselves and they play to empty bar stools. And it's like, even if there was a label scout, they're going to go, oh, well, these guys can't put any people in the chairs, you know? They want to see bands that are doing it for themselves, and they don't want to do any work. They just want to find somebody who's already done the work.
I'll tell you guys what, you could tell any one of your fellow indie band friends about us, and we will definitely get them exposure on our level, because that's what we actually want to be, is an indie record or radio station mostly, but we just got to get the music in. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean, there's a lot of like internet stations and stuff where it's a hard market because it's so competitive with so many. But we've got friends like Crave Radio out here, and there's Punk Star, Full Throttle, and I mean, there's so many, and we try to promote and help. And you know, it's kind of along the same lines. You know, you got just as much competition as fierce out there. So you know, the bands are supporting the station supporting the bands. It becomes more of a movement.
Yeah. That's what we're trying. That's what we are, man. We're in a movement, dude.
There you go.
There is a way to do this, and it's helping each other out. I mean, just by you guys coming on to our show tonight helps not only our ratings, but it also helps our listenership. And after all, that's what we're all about, is we want to raise interest in new music and the new bands. And if we can help out a band do that, man, that's more power to them. We're there for you.
And the more people that we bring to your station, the more exposure you're having, the more reach you have. And, you know what I mean? It's ever growing. It's ever evolving. Yeah. And, you know, we're definitely down to help any way we can.
Excellent.
Well, I'll tell you what you can look for too on our homepage on KGF Rocks, is we're going to feature you on our indie artist page too, and
awesome, man.
And we'll put your music in rotation, and you know, your guys are always welcome to come on and promote anytime you want. So,
cool.
Yeah,
we'll take you up on that for sure.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. So listen, you said earlier that Tyler was a troublemaker. What kind of trouble does he get into? Is Tyler married?
He just talks a lot, man. Like, he's a good dude, but he speaks really off the cuff sometimes, and sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. But he's harmless, but he likes to talk.
Mm-hmm. And you guys haven't been thrown out at any bars lately, have you?
No. As long as there's no girlfriends that come to the shows, then it's usually all right. So.
Yeah. If the girls come alone and they don't bring their boyfriends, they're okay, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, if our girlfriends come to the show and somebody looks at the wrong way, then they usually end up getting.
Oh, they don't like that. Yeah. Who could blame them, right? That rock star's mine, motherfucker. You stay the hell away from him. He's mine.
Yeah. They're getting a little territorial.
So how did you guys come up with the band name? Where'd that come from?
It was the last one that was available. It was either that or, you know, Hootie and the Blowfish. And no, for real, it was kind of like just going back and forth. And it was just like, dude, let's just pick something. I mean, it was common. I like the fact that, you know, you see the name a lot of places and, you know, so it gets stuck in your memory. And if you see like the Pulse ATM signs or whatever, you know, hey, maybe somebody will think of us. And I figured, you know, if it became an issue and too many people were using it, then we raised enough notice for somebody to try to stop us, and that's a good thing. So.
Okay.
Yeah. We just know that you guys are gonna go far just by listening to your newest album. And give me some ideas of what encouraged you guys to do this new album that you guys had going on.
Okay, so backstory on that, like the first album we did DIY, to Show Me the Way, and it was just kind of like rushing to get it out, you know. And then we finished that album and we started recording. In the interim, we got picked up by a label that didn't pan out, and they put us on hold one to re-release the first album. We had halfway recorded the second one, so we sat on that for like 2 years. In the middle, we went through a few different lineup changes, more people contributing, more people writing, some revisions on the songs that were already done, and, you know, it just became this thing that so many people were involved in. And, you know, so by the time we got it out, half of the music was 3 years old, but we were ready to get something else out. We picked up Dark Star Records, who's been really, really good to us, and making some things definitely happen. But the album name, because of the people that were involved, became the sum of our parts. You know, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And so we got all this material written, and we got it all out finally. But to us, a lot of that stuff is really old. So we're already in the process of writing the upcoming album.
Oh, cool. And when can we expect you guys to go into the studio for that?
We're probably going to be the beginning of next year. We're going to now that this one's actually officially been released and there's some momentum to it, see what happens. We'll start recording probably in January.
Okay, cool.
So now you guys are part of the Dark Star Records now, or
No, yes, we're part of Dark Star Records.
one of our fellow DJs, our Monday Night Metal DJ, is also signed to Dark Star Records. Him and his band Conquest. And
Oh yeah. Conquest.
Yeah.
They're also part of our management company, Voodoo Queen Management.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob
Voodoo
Boyer
Queen.
is
She's
our metal
amazing.
DJ.
She's the one who hooked me up with you guys, and she just everybody's so amazing over there at Dark Star. They've helped us out
yeah.
a lot. I mean, they've brought us artists that we never thought we would have. Actually, didn't they? I think they brought us.
You mean-
Mike Lapon.
Yeah, Voodoo Management.
Yeah.
Brought us Mike Lapon and a few other things, and so they're terrific. They really are. And Dark Star Records is no joke. If you guys get a chance,
Voodoo
go check
Queen
out their
Management
library.
also.
Voodoo Queen Management
I mean,
brought us.
Yvonne, Yvonne and Voodoo Queen does a lot. We've been with her almost since the beginning. We've had a hiatus when we were going through some changes, but Yvonne's always backed us and supported us, like not just because she's our manager, but because she believes in us, and she's been super involved and there for us since pretty much the beginning. So I definitely shout out to Voodoo Queen.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got a show on our thing. We also do this talk radio thing too. If you guys ever think about getting your own talk radio show, let us know. We'll hook you up.
Yeah,
Right on.
So,
Amazing.
how many cities are in this tour? How many shows are in this tour that you're doing right now?
Okay, so right now we've got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's the first leg. We're actually in the process of booking the second and third leg, which will be South Texas and then up to New Hampshire in June with some stops along the way.
Cool.
So we're going to be going all the way up to the East Coast, through Buffalo, Syracuse, hopefully. We're trying to finalize some information on that.
Oh, excellent. Maybe Guido can make a show up there.
Oh, if you come to Buffalo, I'll definitely go to the show.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm from Syracuse, so I got family and friends up there that are like, when are you going to come here? And now it's finally going to happen, so I'm super excited about that.
Excellent. Well, it's always great to go countrywide and do this. You know, it's a lot of fun, but man, it make you tired, won't it?
Oh, dude, yeah, it does definitely wear you out, and like Tyler learned the first time we went out for a few days. It's like can't get drunk the first night. I can't do it. Yeah, you gotta pace yourself, man.
You got to.
The only downside is traveling so far, and we get to go all these cool places and see these cities, but we don't actually get to see much of the city because you got to load in, load out, tear up gear, and by the time you're done playing, you're ready for bed. I mean, I don't understand how Motley Crue did all the partying, honestly.
Yeah, there's no time between cities. I mean, you're in St. Louis. You're in St. Louis one night, and then the following night you're in Chicago.
Well, let me tell you about us from the '80s. We just couldn't die, man. It was like, I mean, I was in the band scene and all that in the '80s, and we did it for drugs and women. We sucked, but it didn't matter.
But it didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, it sounded good to you, right?
Right.
There you go. Nobody cared.
No, nobody cared.
And all the fans were probably fucked up too, so it didn't matter.
Now, did I see right, man? Did you release this new one on vinyl at all?
No, I was actually thinking about that today because I was reading a couple articles about how vinyl is making a comeback, and maybe that's something in the future for us to do, at least a limited release.
And these bands are doing it, man, and they're doing it through these transparent vinyl with red or yellow or whatever, it's really cool. I mean, I think it's going to be a comeback, and it may be a comeback in a moderate way, but I don't think it's going to come all the way full circle. I still think, and I mean, you guys can argue with me if you want on this. I still think analog recordings sound better than digital recordings.
Sometimes the tape warble, you mean, and like all the little nuances, for sure. Right. I mean, even in like studio, like all the big rage about the home studio, but the old reel to reel, I mean, it was just a different sound. And now people are trying to duplicate that reel to reel sound with digital equipment. It's kind of like ass backwards, but
if you can make it clean, then record it, right? I mean, like I was listening to No Fate a little while ago, before we started the show, and I listened to it a little deeper this time. I wanted to really hear it, and it sounds really clean. What studio
Oh, yeah.
were you in? Where were you guys at when you recorded that final laydown?
We cut that at Tonal Records here in Fort Worth it's a home studio, but it was a friend of ours, and one of the bass players that was playing in the interim that was involved. It was like they played in the band together. So, like I said, this kind of was a collaboration with a lot of different people involved. But Hunter Marshall is the engineer that worked on that at Tonal Records.
Excellent.
If you ever want to travel to
We
San
also have a
Francisco,
studio.
where's that studio?
We also have a bigger studio down in Corpus, and so, but yeah, it was a small one that he had at his house up here still. Mm-hmm.
It still sounded really quite clean. I mean,
He's pretty good at what he does for sure.
nothing fancy, just it was just straight hard driving rock, and I mean that's what we're looking for, and I know that's what you were probably looking for out of the album. Now you all collaborated on the album. And you said there's a mix of some people who stood in and did this and did that. Is this the final look for Pulse that we're going to see on Saturday night?
As far as
members of the band, yeah. Who actually? I mean, let me ask you this, and let me ask it to you this way: who's the founder of the band? Who founded Who are the founding members?
Well, I started the band. Then we've had a original lineup is only Justin Jiggy who's left. But Brenneman came in real short toward the beginning, so he's pretty much a founding member. Tyler, Mike, and Eric are the newest additions, but they've been with us for Mike's been almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Okay.
Eric is well over a year. So this is the lineup.
So you guys feel good together. It feels good together. Like it's tight.
Oh yeah, there's chemistry on stage. I'll tell you, one thing for sure you'll see is our stage show is energetic. One thing I'm big on is you don't go to a show to see 5 guys or 6 guys stand on stage and strum a guitar. You go for a show, and we try to put on a show every time we play. With energy, crowd interaction, like movement, excitement. It's really the difference in watching a video on YouTube and being at the live shows. We get interactive with the crowd. We're on stage, off stage. And that's a really big deal to me.
And that's what I like about music too. You could either go see Nirvana, who the guy just stands on the stage, or you can go see Kiss and get fucking entertained.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the best entertaining bands live is Guar. Like they just are.
Oh, Guar?
Yeah,
they are. And those guys don't drink or do drugs at all. They're like just naturally crazy.
They're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So listen, what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a little break. So if you guys need to, relieve yourself or whatever it is you're going to do for just about 4 minutes and 18 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and play No Fate. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. You're
Sounds
listening to the Conjugal Visit Show on KGFRocks.com through Spreaker. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the guys from Pulse.
Word.
Just that is a rocking song. I like that, man. No Fate. And that will be in our rotation starting on tomorrow. So it'll be in there from now on. And if anybody wants to go in and request it, all you have to do is go to www.kgfrocks.com and go in to the request and request the song. No Fate, Pulse. It's real simple to do, and you can listen to it anytime you want to. And that's really cool.
And guys, we're one of the few radio stations out there that when somebody requests the song, it automatically plays within a half an hour.
Yeah, it'll play with it. Yeah. It'll automatically play, and there's no announcement or anything like that, but it plays. So you guys you guys will be in our rotation, and you looking forward to a good relationship with the band Pulse. So listen, we've got all 6. I've got all 6 of you guys here now. Now, this is awesome. This is technology, folks. This is awesome. It would be even better if you guys were in Europe. But you're not. You're right here. You're right here in the States. But this is awesome. I've got all 6 of the band members. So one at a time. Everybody just say hi. We'll start with Sean.
Hey, what's up? This is Sean. I'm listening.
Yeah, go ahead, James, the guitar player.
Yeah, this is Tyler. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Tyler?
We heard about you.
We heard about you, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. I just show up. I don't do much.
You don't do much. No, Tyler. I'll tell you what, man. You got to be careful out on the road, man. You can get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get in trouble.
I get in trouble going to the supermarket.
I'm pretty good at getting in trouble. That's one good thing I can do.
Okay.
It's not one good thing you can do. It's one thing you do good. It's two different things.
I'm going to keep him from getting in trouble. I'm going to keep him from getting in trouble. And then there's James is here, right, Jim? You go by James or Jim?
Yes, James.
James. Okay. James Brenneman.
Yes.
And you play guitar, right?
That's right.
Okay. And then we got Eric Fox, who beats on things. And we've also got, he not only beats on the drums, but he beats on other things, which might be good.
Members of the band.
Members of the band, right? Keep the band. You keep Tyler in line, right?
That's his job.
He's the drummer then, I guess, the beater of the things. Why is the drummer always bad? Tommy Lee in jail, punching out cops. I mean, the drummer's always the bad one.
Well, it's too loud.
I never get caught though.
Yeah, that's the key to it. Not get caught. Yeah. So now that you're all here, that's cool, and I can't believe that we got 6 people here. That's the first on the station, I think, and that nobody's talking over everybody. That's great.
Yeah,
you guys
awesome.
are a class act.
I'm glad you think so for now.
For now. Well, I can't wait to go see you guys.
You'll change your opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I may be in for a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, wait till Saturday. You'll change your opinion of it.
Well, you don't light your guitars on fire or nothing like that, do you?
No.
You just do that musically.
I never meant to when I was in a band, but it happened a lot.
Like Jimi Hendrix.
I had a glass guitar. It was like glass, like Paul Stanley's broken glass guitar, but it always had white residue on it. Could never understand it.
Yeah, there you go. That could be many things.
Yeah, you know?
He's one of those.
Yeah. He was from Studio 54 era. Yeah, that was way back when. So so with your music and your new album that you guys are promoting right now, where can people get your music? That's a simple question. Where can they get it? Other than that KGF Rocks?
Yeah, it's on iTunes. It's Amazon. BestBuy.com has it. You can get it Pandora. You can get it from our website.
Spotify.
From the show. Yeah, Spotify. Yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Hey, we didn't get it.
We put out a video for No Fate about 3 weeks ago. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Video. We're pretty happy with that.
I'll be
been out for
right now on YouTube.
Yeah, less than a month, and I think it's about 7,500 views, so it's going pretty well.
Excellent. And let me ask you this, man. Who are you guys playing by yourself up there on this tour, or are you traveling with somebody? Are you doing music with someone else?
Well, we have local supports on the show, but we're not on tour with anybody, so it'll be us headlining most of the shows.
Okay, that's cool.
Now, except in Chicago, we're on a benefit there, and that's for the Breaking the Silence, the Autism Speaks benefit. That's what the Chicago show is, and that's a big event. They do it annually. I think this is the 8th year they've done it, and it's a pretty big deal. We're pretty happy to be a part of it. My nephew actually has autism, so it hits home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep. My grandson has autism as well, and it's quite a feat to be a parent with a child with autism. It's just amazing.
Sure.
It's amazing what parents go through with that. So it's a great cause.
Yeah, we're proud to be part of it for sure.
You should be. It's a great cause. You guys are. I didn't get a chance to ask Tyler. Tyler, who inspired you when you were younger? What bands?
Man, dude, I'm a huge Slash fan. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah. Are you glad that Guns N' Roses are back together?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'm more of a fan of Slash, not so much Guns N' Roses. I do like Guns N' Roses a lot, but
Right.
yeah, I guess whatever.
Well,
I'm gonna go see him.
Axl proved that he can't do a good record without them.
Well,
That's true. Yeah, Chinese Democracy.
It was the fucking worst album ever made. Yes,
Yeah,
and
it
I'm a
was.
huge. I remember was a huge Metallica and Guns N' Roses fan, and I saw them together on stage at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, and I thought it was the greatest night in the world. But then Axl just became Axl. They could have been the Rolling Stones, but they screwed it up.
Yeah.
or at least Aerosmith. At least
Yeah.
Aerosmith. Well,
Right.
they just played Las Vegas, and from what I understand, it was a terrific show. And there was no
Oh, yeah,
glitches.
that's what I heard, too.
He behaved himself.
We got way down on the tour dates when they come through. It's going to be, way late into it. So people that get tickets out here are just hoping he doesn't flake out and cancel shows by the time it gets to the...
And he very well could.
Well, I just hope they
absolutely.
buried the hatchet, and I hope he gets his shit together. Maybe he grew up. Who knows?
And
Who knows?
he needs to call Jenny Craig too.
Yeah.
He did blow up. He did blow up.
No. Somebody said, "Oh, look, he's sitting in a throne." I'm like, "Cause his fat ass can't move."
Yeah. Does he still have the same voice? I don't know. Does he still have that? Can he carry that note?
From the videos I saw, it sounds like he's singing lower octaves.
He is definitely singing lower octaves. Yeah. But you know what? The whole thing of it is seeing Slash. I really wish Izzy Stradlin when it came back, because I was always a huge Izzy Stradlin fan. And if you look at the liner notes of any Guns N' Roses famous album, he wrote most of the hits. And,
Right, yeah.
Dude, did he come back?
No, he didn't.
Play with
No.
him now?
No, I don't think
No,
he.
it's just
No,
us Slash and Axl
Richard
and,
Fortas is the other guitar player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sucky.
yeah.
Which I like DJ Ashba, actually. That was the best part about the latest Guns N' Roses. But
Well, I thought if they didn't bring Izzy Stradlin back, they should have brought Gilby Clark back at least.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
Yeah.
And Matt Sorum as the drummer, because Matt Sorum's a kick-ass drummer.
That's true.
But enough about Guns N' Roses. We're here to talk about Paul's. And what I want to know as a guitar player in that, what kind of guitars do you guys use? Do you use specifically one kind, or do you have a variety, of guitars?
Jiggy has a signature series. Tell him about it, Jiggy.
It's tough something.
Is it called Getting Jiggy with It?
No.
No.
Oh, Justin.
My ex-girlfriend, dude, she's a little bit crazy, and I went out one night with my. But she carved dick into the back of my guitar, nice and huge.
In his Paul Reed Smith custom 24, isn't that what it is? Or
Oh my
Oh yeah,
God!
Paul Reed Smith custom dick edition.
Well, at least you're a big dick.
At least you're a big
Yeah.
dick. Yeah.
At least you did a big.
Better than
finally
being,
he is.
better than being a small prick. You're a big dick. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Is that your ex girlfriend did that, or your current girlfriend did that?
My ex.
Your ex, yeah, she better be
Yay,
your
there was
ex.
much rejoicing.
And that's like your favorite guitar.
We're all happy to hear him say that.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Yeah, because she'd either be my ex or she'd be dead. I mean, so and let me ask, is there what kind of drum kit do you have over there, man? What kind of drum kit you got, Eric?
I got some D drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that now?
Yeah, they're pretty good. A lot of people D drums.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever go to
I
any
haven't upgraded to DWs yet, but they do the
DWs?
job.
Yeah, some of those things are just overrated. If you're good at your craft, you can make anything sound good. And
That's the serious thing. Jiggy can play a first act guitar and still sound good, and Eric makes the kit that he plays sound amazing. I think a lot of stock is put into what brand of instrument you play,
Right.
but if you're a master of your craft, you can play anything and make it sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people rip on D drums. They think they're junk, but I've had good luck with them. I had the set for a couple of years, so
Yeah.
once you know how to tune them and play them a little bit.
Yep. That's all that matters, man. Shit, you can make a 5-gallon bucket sound good if you're a good drummer. I mean, it's
That's true. I've seen it.
keeping the rhythm, keeping the beat, and that's the important thing. And especially same with guitars. And I think people, they want to be rock stars and they go buy the best guitar and the pickups and all this crap. You don't need all that, if you're good.
And if you're not good, and it doesn't matter how much you spend on equipment, you're not going to sound good.
Absolutely right. And I've heard some people think they were good, and yeah, dude, you're good, man. You go.
No, you're not.
Yeah, he's terrible.
So what kind of a set can we expect on Saturday night? What are we going to be doing Saturday night?
We're doing a little bit of old, a little bit of new covers in there. We got pretty much, like I said, it's going to be high energy, but I think it's 10 songs we're playing, maybe 9, depending on the time, and we're just going to be cranking them out. So, I mean, we have a set list put down that we're pretty happy with, and I think it's going to be pretty appealing to everybody this day.
Actually, on Saturday, we have a longer set. I think we're doing an hour and 15 minutes. Right?
Okay. Yeah, we might do a few more. We got some backup fillers just in case, if we need to add some to it. We actually, between the first and second album, we have 22 songs, and then as far as covers, we probably have a dozen of those that we could pull out if we need to. So,
cool.
Excellent.
Covers are always. I love when bands do really good covers. And then it always amazes me when an older band will put out a cover album, because not only is it whatever, but it shows who they were influenced by. And
right.
It's cool.
Okay. Now, when you're doing this show over here at Scotty's, they've got this thing on their wall, man. You're going to be amazed. It's got all these hundreds of shots, these different shots on the wall. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you guys, what's your favorite shot?
The kind that doesn't have any liquor in it, because this band doesn't handle liquor.
Excellent. They don't handle liquor. Are you?
No, we handle it just fine. They just don't like us after we've had a lot of it.
Yeah. Beer, we could drink beer, but liquor is not a good thing for.
Okay.
It's not a good thing before the show.
When you're not doing a gig, what do you like to drink besides beer?
Hot cock.
Cold cock whiskey. Cold cock whiskey.
Well, I didn't catch that. What was it?
Cold cock whiskey.
Cold cock whiskey. Okay.
Cold cock. Yeah.
Cold cock whiskey. Okay, you can. That's okay. Hey, man, this is internet, man. You get cold cock whiskey is excellent. Yeah, I've drank that.
You could say the 7 things you can't say on television on this show.
So you
like all that shit, piss, fuck, cocksucking motherfucker, tits, fart, all that shit.
That's
all
right.
That shit. Yeah, you can get away with all that shit, man. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. So when we're at the show on, you got to look up at the shot thing, and you're gonna be on the stage, and the stage faces this huge thing on the wall here. Okay, so after your show, after you're done playing, I want y'all to pick a shot, and that's on me.
Oh, well, nice. Definitely.
He means on him. You got to do belly shots out of him.
Oh no, that's sick, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's not what you're saying.
That's not what I was saying. No, that's
the only way to get this band to do shots is if you're doing it that way.
Oh, put it on my belly.
Yeah, I'm less interested now.
Yeah.
Well, are you dudes if you got those?
Well, listen, I just want to let you guys know that it's been a pleasure having you on the show tonight, and I am so looking forward to doing going to the show on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a really good time,
awesome,
and we'll get to know each other a little bit better. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not making the trip up for Buffalo.
Well, listen, they may be coming. They'll be
I'll
up
be
there
there.
in Syracuse this summer, so you can check them out there. Okay, but that'll be very nice. Maybe we'll do another interview before that. So you never know.
That'd be great.
Okay, and we're so glad you guys could come along. You guys have a good time.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
No, we're glad we could have you guys could come out tonight and have a little fun with us. And I enjoyed it, man. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. We really do appreciate it. We're going to close out the interview here, and we're going to do let's see, Hollow. Yeah, we'll
nice.
Go ahead and close the show out with close the interview out with Hollow. Fellas,
awesome.
Saturday night, I'll see you there. Okay, and
good, man.
Look forward to rocking out with
there,
you.
So.
Yeah, that's okay, man. We're going to have a good time, and we really look forward to it. And we had a really good time tonight. Thanks a bunch for coming on tonight, fellas.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for coming on. We'll be right back right after this. This is Pulse and Hollow. Yeah. We're back and we're live with the boys from Pulse. You guys are still there, aren't you? Hello. Hello. I am by myself here for a minute. Here we are. You guys are still with me, aren't you?
You what?
Yeah,
You guys are still with me. You guys are still with me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone is has a little problem on the road. You guys are Tyler, you're a bad man.
The real problem is just too much chafing.
There's too much chafing going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you pick up prostitutes.
There's no problem. I don't see it as a problem at all.
No.
This is intervention now. This has changed from interview to intervention.
This is an intervention. You shouldn't be
what?
picking. You shouldn't
For
be
what?
picking.
You guys are putting me on the spot like you guys haven't ever fucked a dude.
Yeah, but we didn't like it. That's a different thing, dude. Yeah,
You guys
and we don't have to.
quit being fags.
We don't have to. We did it for gas money. We did it just for the sake of doing it.
Hey, you know
I hate them.
you guys know the rules of the road if you go hitchhiking, you know.
That's right.
Dude,
After
is
that.
this guy is this guy gonna meet us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking great, dude. Awesome, real great.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Tyler, you are going to stand out and cry. You and I are going to have a conversation at the show on Saturday night, man. That's all there is to it. You
Dude,
just sound like a
there's
whole lot of
nothing that
fun.
you can say that I haven't heard, man.
I'm going to have a private conversation with you in the van. That's right.
Yeah.
So you picking up prostitutes at truck stops. Now, this is a conversation.
Transvestite.
Dude, that's not even the worst of it. You should see what I do to my band members when they sleep.
They're transvestite.
They're
by the way.
transvestite hookers. So tell
Yeah.
me,
It's not just he's particular.
Tyler,
Yeah.
let me teach you something real quick, Tyler. If they have an Adam's apple, they're not a woman.
Dude, you can't even tell unless you reach around. You can't even tell.
Happy ending.
Sometimes I like to reach around and feel like my dick went all the way through. You know?
Well, you never know. I couldn't put it any better than that, Tyler. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's like that movie,
Rolling downhill.
the Human Centipede.
The Human Centipede. Yeah, Tyler, your bandmates are throwing you under the bus here, man. I think you're a better guy than that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, right. You just keep
You'll
thinking
meet me.
that, right?
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. You stay out. You try to stay out of trouble, and then look what happens. You get into bigger trouble. You know, there's no.
Dude, I get into even more trouble when I get home to my wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't
yeah,
realize
for
you
sure.
were married. I didn't want to get you into any kind of trouble.
Well, no,
I get
Tyler
myself
really,
in
in
trouble.
reality,
Yeah,
he does
he's
get
bad
in trouble too, but he doesn't understand like why he's in trouble. Because a lot of times he's not really in his mind doing anything wrong. Like we played in Chicago last time, and at the end of it, after we finished playing, it turned into like a hip hop club, and Tyler's like just in there mingling with people, but just talking too much, and it was getting dangerous for a minute there. But
Yeah.
he didn't realize he was upsetting people.
See, that's
I'm a real
my
fun
problem
guy.
too. I have this bad habit where I say what I think, and then people get mad, and I say I just say things that people think and are afraid to say. You know, it's true sometimes.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, sure.
you know.
I have no filter, man. My filter is gone. It's horrible.
You have zero filter. Is that why you don't drink, Tyler? You don't drink a lot, do you?
Dude, I can't fucking handle my booze, dude.
No, he can't.
I wake
handle
up
that.
next to some fat girl the next day, dude, and I just
And she's
fucking
and you know
walk
what the
away
worst part
ashamed.
about it is?
Talking
The,
about drink a lot, it's half a beer. It's
The
not
worst-
drinking a lot.
Yeah.
the worst part about it is waking up next to the fat girl and your arms underneath her. Or she goes to leave and she's got corduroy pants on and she walks and it's like an accordion.
Well, you got to get past the cankles. If you can get past the cankles, you're okay.
Hey, once you get
The
past,
bad part is, like, I walk away from them, and I'm just like, oh, my God, please don't add me on Facebook. Please don't add me. They fucking add me. And then they want to message me a million times. Stop.
Please stop. Just
And
stop.
then, like, every photo I post, dude, they're just like, oh, I can't wait to see you again. Like, oh, God, dude,
God.
you're going to ruin it for the halfway pretty girls that want to hang out with me on the show.
And how many times do you puke afterwards? I mean, you say, "Oh my God!" You almost feel like what was his name, Munson, when he ended up doing his landlord, in Kingpin, and he's over there hurling. Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, bitch, it's that
Nah,
bad.
dude, honestly, I don't even think about it, man. Pussy's pussy. Like, fuck you guys.
yeah, I would have done that chick on that movie on Kingpin. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Lord.
you'd have done that thing.
Shit,
Jesus.
for free rent? Yeah. I get up all in that.
But would
pussy.
you eat that pussy?
Oh, straight up, man.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh, Lord.
That's just wrong, man.
Once you get past the smell, it tastes like chicken.
Oh, no way. Yeah, Uh, you're killing me. You're killing me. You're making me nauseous. Well, fellas, we said goodbye earlier, but now it's official. Now, I think we, I
Yeah,
think
that's a
we've
wrap.
covered. I think that's a wrap. I think we've beaten this one to death. And again, I want to thank you guys for coming on and having a little bit of fun with us. You said something in the break there that this is the most quiet interview you've had, and I want to thank you all for behaving yourselves, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, usually we have to stop the interviewer. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah,
we have
we
to stop. We dump and silence people many times.
Oh, really?
You guys have actually been pretty. Yeah, you guys have been pretty good at keeping up with it. So hats off to you.
Well, thank you. Kudos, man. Thank you. And you guys are awesome as well. Again, thanks for coming on the show, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday night. You guys,
We'll see you there, man.
you guys
And
are
anybody
gonna
else
rock.
who's listening, come on out. Come on out. We'd love to meet you.
Thanks for coming out, guys, and thanks for hanging with us tonight. You have a good night, okay, fellas?
You too. All right, brother. You too.
All
Bye.
right, man. Take care. So that was the band Pulse, and that was a whole lot of fun, Guido.
Yeah, it was. They're definitely. But it seems they were trying to be good, and then because it's like that with some. And I caught something they said that made sense to me, where they said they had to, stop people sometimes from talking. And it's true. If you listen to some talk shows and some blogs and some internet, it's all about the people that are on that talk show, and it shouldn't be. If you bring a guest on, you brought them on to talk to them.
Right.
You should listen to what they have to say.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, why bother bringing a guest on if you're not going to interview and listen?
Well, we took a full hour, and I was expecting maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, but we took it a full hour, and the guys were great. They were very cordial. They stayed up with us, and it was a lot of fun. We had 6 guys on the phone with us, Guido. That's 8 of us together, and nobody stepped on anybody.
No, and that's the part that was pretty cool, is that everybody was given the other person a chance to talk. Sometimes people probably didn't talk because they were waiting for somebody else to talk, but that happens too. And but it's better to have that than to have 7, 8 people trying to talk at one time.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
It's impossible sometimes with just you and I on, or you and I and one other person, and we both want to say something at the same time.
Exactly.
To have 8 people on, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's for sure. These guys are. This is going to be a fun show. I can't wait to go see it. And I did want to make a mention tonight. There are a few folks in the St. Louis market that are listening tonight, and I just want to reiterate our deepest sympathies to the family from Ted May. Ted May was the bassist for a couple of bands here in the St. Louis area, and quite a talent. And as a matter of fact, went to high school with my wife. And just want to send out our condolences to the Ted May family and all of his friends who went to the benefit tonight. I was unable to go because, of course, I'm here doing the show with you. But just want to send out our condolences at kgfrocks.com. He will be missed in the St. Louis area. He's a great musician and a hell of a guy. Really a nice guy. Always gave you a couple minutes of his time, even if all you had to do was walk up and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And he would take a few minutes and talk with you. So really a nice guy. I've talked to him a couple of times. Okay, got that out of the way, and we got coming up next week is going to be a good show, man. This was fun. Tonight was fun. Next week is going to be probably as fun. Okay. I can't wait to do this. This next show coming up is looking forward to it. Also want to announce there's another show going to be coming up in May. Actually, it's going to be, let me make sure I check my calendar right. Make sure I
Well, wait a minute. Right. You didn't say who's coming up next week. You just
said
it's going to be...
I just said it was going to be fun, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to be Freddie Villano. Freddie Villano is from the band American Mafia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Freddie and Jude put together this band from a bunch of great guys. Ed Terry is in the band. Also, Jimmy Coons is in the band. Mike DeMeo is in the band, and just a whole lot of great stuff. And it's going to be a lot of fun to talk to him. And he's also a writer for Bass Player Magazine.
Oh, okay.
And
So he knows his shit.
He knows his shit. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the music industry. We're going to talk about what the band American Mafia is going through right now. They're putting together a new album, so it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about that. That's going to be great. So that'll be next Sunday, and then on May. Now I lost train of thought. We're just announcing this now. It's going to be on May the 15th. It will be Mars Needs Guitars and Lyndon Sickmeyer. We haven't had Lyndon on in a while, and he was great. He was great the last time he was on, so we're going to put him on. And he's already promised us he's going to do a new intro for our show.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so he told me that this afternoon, and I was really glad to hear that. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. So what you got going on, Guido?
I don't know, man. Nothing really.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
just I'm just chilling like a villain, listen to Bob Dylan.
Yeah, chilling like a villain, listen to Bob Dylan. Well,
I just what? Go ahead.
I got to do another show this week. I was amazed, man. That's the third Sunday in a row.
I know. We were wondering if hell froze over.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. I don't think I'll be able to do a show next Sunday. So
No.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think you'll have another weekend off?
No, well, not in the near future. I mean, I got three Sundays in a row, and that's, I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a long shot.
That's a long shot to get 3 in a row, so I'm not expecting to get another one. Although, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Oh, you are so sick.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Really?
Man. Yeah. I
No,
heard that.
that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah. For who?
That was like a 9 on the Richter
That's
scale.
that is like, I felt that here in St. Louis, man.
Yeah. That was a good one. I had McDonald's for dinner today, so.
Oh, I can't eat that. I that goes right through me.
Well, 2 days in a row, we were busy running around. Or no, I didn't have, for lunch I had McDonald's. I had a steak for dinner. But yesterday and today I had fast food. I had Burger King yesterday and then McDonald's today. So, yeah, I can't do that. It doesn't, they're not even good, I mean, then you go to a real restaurant and get a real hamburger, and there's actually meat in it.
Yeah.
You go to those fast food places. What is that? Is that meat? Is it even real?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, man. The whole idea behind eating that fast food stuff got old for me a long time ago.
You still eat it. You eat Checkers or Rallies.
I'll eat Checkers or Rallies once in a while. I mean, but it's not an everyday thing. First of all, I'm broke half the time, and I can't even afford Rallies $1 burger. But let alone, and I get to go home for lunch, so it's kind of nice. I can just cruise home for lunch and have me a ham sandwich, and I'm a happy camper,
Right.
So that's not an issue for me at all.
So you live that close where you can you get a half hour for lunch, or what do you
Yeah,
get?
yeah, I get an hour. I get an hour for lunch.
Oh, you get an hour?
days.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I just drive home. I let the dog out to take a leak, and I come home and I eat.
Yeah.
I have a sandwich, so it's kind of nice. It's kind of
Yeah,
nice.
that is very nice. I that was one of the things working when I worked in a hospital and we would order food like every day. It's be like, wow, I'm spending half of my paycheck on lunch.
On lunch. Yeah. Yeah.
But we couldn't leave because of the job I had to stay on call while I was there. And so I had to either eat in the hospital cafeteria or bring my own lunch or order.
Right.
And it gets quite costly, but that's the big thing. And then sometimes you don't want to make it. It's like, I don't want to make it. Oh, I don't want a sandwich every day. So then what do you get? You order a sub. It's the same goddamn thing.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my addictions at work were always coffee. I always had a coffee. I would have like 5-6 fucking cups of coffee a day.
I'll go to Circle K and I'll get my 32 ounce cherry Pepsi, and I'll slurp on that all day and into the evening. And that kind of keeps me going, keeps me wet, keeps the whistle wet, and that's about it. That's about it. And with all the excitement around work, I barely have time to take a drink. So it's like, and I keep a bag of Fritos. That's my thing. Bag of Fritos. I love them Fritos, man. I just eat them up. And
Just regular Fritos?
Just regular Fritos, and that's my snack all day. It keeps me from eating that fast food crap. It keeps me from going, and that'll keep my stomach tied until I get home at night. And of course, there's always dinner at home, so I usually eat at home. But yeah. Well, now that we've lived the daily habits of Guido and Free Ride, let's go over the artist of the week.
Why don't we?
Okay, let's go over the artist of
Well,
the week.
before we go over the artist of the week, I want to talk about this week's nominees.
Okay, let's do that.
That's going to be a tough one. This
Yeah.
week is going to be tough. Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, and Led Zeppelin. 3 English giants of the metal scene. They were definitely more metal than they were rock for their time. Okay? Right. And who do you pick? I mean, I can argue the case for all 3 of them.
I'll be honest with our listeners. I posted it on a couple of group pages, classic rock pages. Led Zeppelin's kicking ass, man.
And I almost didn't want to put Led Zeppelin in this week for that fact, because Led Zeppelin has a lot of fans, okay? But I'm not picking Led Zeppelin. I'm picking – now my favorite band on that list is Deep Purple, because I always grew up with Deep Purple. That was my favorite band. But I'd have to say Black Sabbath did the most for music to me and changed music for the better. They made music more darker, more heavier. They gave people another alternative to the regular rock and roll, So I voted for Black Sabbath.
You voted for Black Sabbath. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, my actual vote went to Deep Purple.
Okay. And see, that Deep Purple's my favorite band on the list, to believe it or not. And, you said, then why are you picking Black Sabbath? Because the one I pick each week, when I vote each week, I vote on the band that I think I do it almost like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame type of thing, where this band deserves to be in there, and not just because they're my favorite.
Right.
Like last week was tough too. We had the Eagles. We had who else was it? I forgot. Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses and the Rolling Stones.
And the Rolling Stones. And all week, Guns N' Roses and the Rolling Stones were neck and neck, neck and neck, neck and neck. Then Friday night, dude, it was a 3-way tie.
Right. It was.
It was. And then Saturday afternoon, when I do the final tabulations and everything, it was the Rolling Stones by the narrowest margin in poll history.
Do you know how many total votes we ended up getting on that one?
Not right offhand, but I can find out and let you know. I know it was more than the normal.
More than normal?
Yeah. More than normal, yeah. And believe it or not, the Rolling Stones won by only 1 vote.
By 1 vote, folks.
1 vote.
1 vote. We're like American Idol here, man.
Yep.
We're like American Idol.
So let's talk about them, the Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
If you don't like them, I will fight you.
Oh, I am a big fan of the Rolling Stones, and not just their hits either.
Okay.
A lot of their B-sides, a lot of their music is iconic in respects of British rock, and they blew the hell out of the boys of England. They were the alter ego of the Beatles for the longest time.
The way I talk about the Stones is, if you trace back the music that I like, the style of music that I like, it can all be traced back to the Rolling Stones. They started the rock and roll revolution for me of the music that I like to listen to. And like bands like the Black Crowes and Guns N' Roses and Lenny Kravitz, the people that I really like, sound a lot like the Rolling Stones. Okay? I think they were the first rock and roll band in history.
I think so, too. I think they were the real rock and roll band.
Right.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Definitely.
No,
Definitely.
And I think another way for the Beatles. I mean, the Beatles were the biggest band in the world, but the Stones were rock and roll.
Well, the Beatles were soft.
Yeah.
Compared to the Stones.
Different kind of music. Definitely different kind of music. But, people compared them back then all the time. They shouldn't have. They were 2 separate entities. They were.
Yeah.
They were like metal and rock. It's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It was different, hard rock and regular rock. It was.
When they did a cover, they did it right. They picked the right song to cover, like Brown Sugar. Okay, and let's spend the night together. those were covers. When you do songs like, let's say, Under My Thumb.
Those weren't
And
covers.
no, that's not a cover. And then
Right.
you get bands that I don't know how to explain it. That tried the same thing and failed.
Well, yeah,
And
a lot
it
of
didn't
people
come
try
off.
to replicate the Stones sound, and because the Stones, just like the Beatles, were very influential for their genre of music.
Right.
Like like the Beatles had their rock fans too, and a lot of bands. Like here's for instance, Motley Crue was influenced by both the Beatles and the Stones. Okay. And their first two albums, they paid homage to both of them. Now, on their very first album called Too Fast for Love, it had Vince Neil in his leather pants with his hand on his pants, just like sticky fingers almost. And then on their second album, they had the four faces on there, like the Beatles' Let It Be album, to show that they melded the two together, made it pop and rock.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
And the Stones were always rock and roll up until like maybe the 80s and stuff. But through the 60s and 70s, they were fucking rock and roll, dude.
Right. They were.
They were rock and roll. I think what happened to the Stones is when they did their number one hit, the disco song, Miss You,
Yeah.
is when they changed direction and became less of a rock band and more of a behemoth. Like a world entity, the most famous band in the world. We could sell stadiums out.
Right.
And it kind of took away from their rock and roll image, I think.
Well, yeah, I think so too. But they still, in the end, they still kept their blues.
Sure.
They still kept the blues and the blues beat, and it was more their style to be a stadium band. They wanted to be that stadium band, so in order to do that, they needed to sell out that stadium band, and why not do, albums that replicate what New York was going through at the time? When you listen to their music, they love New York, man. They followed that beat. I mean, they really did. They went over and they recorded a lot of music in L.A. and they recorded a lot of music in New York, and it showed in their music.
Well,
Definitely.
the Stones and the Beatles both loved New York.
Yeah.
John Lennon always lived in New York. He loved New York, and same with Mick Jagger lived in New York for a long time. In the
Right.
70s, they lived in New York completely. Because that's when they were hanging out with Bowie. A lot of those English musicians like New York.
Right.
And to think about it, and man, what times were those? You had like Bowie and hanging out with the Stones, and
And Lennon would show up for a Bowie
Yeah.
concert.
and they would all do drugs and drink together.
Yeah, and they get together and smoke their cigarettes and shoot the shit and play some music together. And
They weren't smoking no cigarettes.
no, they were smoking doobies, I guess.
Yeah.
And
They were doing more than that too.
well, yeah, but I think that in that era, once the Beatles were over, I think John Lennon put it to the side, and he really his thing was outside of the marriage, So as far as John Lennon is concerned, he loved New York, and he was one of those types of people who could step away from everything for a little while and just leave it go. He was more like Jim Morrison than he wanted to be,
Right.
And Paul was busy smoking his herbs and living in Tucson, and Mick Jagger was still in England, living in England, and I think for a long time the Rolling Stones were glad that they went in the direction they went in for the longest time, and I still think they're happy because they're still selling out concerts, man.
Sure, and I love, like a lot of people will say, the '60s Stones are the best. Not for me, man. The Mick Taylor '70s Stones were the best for me. And
Yeah.
I would say from Let It Bleed in 1969
Yeah,
to the album with Miss You on it. I always forget the name of it.
Go Ted Soup.
No, 78, late in 78. What was their best? Was their my time period when I liked the Stones the best?
Oh, 78, and that would be I
Some
know
Girls. Some Girls.
Some Girls. Yeah,
Some Girls, yeah.
Yes, definitely Some Girls.
Because Tattoo You, the album that came later, was good, but Tattoo You was all songs that came from that time period, anyways.
Right, and that's stuff that didn't get on that album.
But the Stones, no doubt, deserve to be Artist of the Week. They have proved decade after decade that they have selling and staying power, and they've given us so many iconic rock songs that they will never be forgotten.
Oh, definitely. Well, listen, before we say goodbye, why don't we do a Stone song?
Okay, we could do that.
Sound good to you? All right.
Sounds great.
This is Play with Fire, the Rolling Stones. All right. Mick Jagger and the boys, Play with Fire. Yeah. Not bad at all. You still with me, Guido?
No, I left. It was all them beans that I ate.
Yeah, it must have been all them beans you ate. Yeah, Cecilia says too many beans.
Yeah.
And by the way, she voted for Black Sabbath, man.
Yes. Very good vote.
Good vote. Black Sabbath. Yes. We play their live, the newer live version of the song Black Sabbath is killer. It's live and it rocks. It's a good song. So, yeah, we play that all the time here at kgfrocks.com.
That we do.
Tell your friends about us here at kgfrocks.com, okay? Tell your friends. Come over and listen. Give us a shout. And if you donate money, you can win stuff. So go into the donate page, the big green box that you see on the front page. Click on that and scroll down, and there's albums and T-shirts and stuff given away. And if you're corporate and you want to advertise on our station, you can do that as well. And there's information there for that. Okay? Yeah. Well, we about beat this one to death, man. What do you think?
I think that's a wrap.
I want to thank Pulse and all the guys in the band. Thank you for joining us this evening. We had a really good time talking with you guys, and we really look forward to seeing the show Saturday night and to play your music in rotation here at KGF Rock. Don't forget, we're the band that loves local and the band that loves unsigned bands. Okay, and they're signed to Black Star, right?
Dark Star, yeah.
Dark Star, yeah. They're signed to Dark Star. So, anyways, I'm getting punch drunk. We're near the end here. So, anyways, you got anything else for me, Guido?
No, I have to go and take some gas X and,
Yeah, you got the gas, man. Okay, man. This is the Conjugal Visit Show through speaker on kgfrocks.com. And if you came in late, you can go in about 10-15 minutes and you'll be able to replay the show. Okay,
not even 10-15 minutes, probably about
even
2 minutes.
About 2 minutes. It'll post on our front page. Go to our front page and just click on it, and I'll be posting it on Facebook as well. Okay, so thanks for joining us tonight. We've beaten this one to death. We're out of here. This is kgfrocks.com, and I'm Free Ride.
I'm Guido,
saying see ya.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on kgfrocks.com.